Hey everyone, it's time for our full review on the MSI 73VR. To kick things off, we need to go over the specs of the device. So it starts us off with the CPU, which is an i7-7820HK processor. The GPU inside is a GTX 1070 with 8 GB of GDDR5 RAM. Memory included is 16 GB of DDR4. Storage inside is a 1 TB 7200 RPM hard disk drive. As for connectivity, there's Bigfoot Killer E2500 Gaming Network LAN and Bigfoot Killer N1535 Wireless AC LAN plus Bluetooth 4.1. Powering the device is an 8-cell smart lithium-ion battery pack, and included is a 330-watt AC adapter. There's a built-in FHD type digital web camera that does 30 FPS at 1080p above the 17.3-inch FHD 120Hz wide viewing 94% NTSC matte type screen at the resolution of 1920 by 1080. As for ports on the exterior, on the left-hand side, there's 3 USB 3.0 ports, 1 microphone port, 1 headphone out jack, and 1 line-in jack, and 1 SPDIF port. And on the right-hand side, there's 2 USB 3.0 ports and a 3-in-1 card reader. On the back of the device, there's an Ethernet port, mini DisplayPort 1.2, USB Thunderbolt 3 port, HDMI 1.4 port, and the AC power port. Taking a look at the inner workings of the laptop, let's start off with the 2 fans. They are very big and very beefy. That is where most of the height of the laptop is. You're getting a lot of extra cooling and bigger fans for better performance and extended performance while gaming or any tasks that involve both the GPU and the CPU. We have 3 copper pipes coming off both the bottom and the top of the GPU, and even 2 coming over here to help share some with what primarily cools the CPU here, with another 3 copper pipes coming off of that to this fan. We have 2 RAM slots available right here. There isn't anything in these 2 because the other 2 on the other side of the motherboard are occupied currently. So if you wanted to add a little bit more, it'd be easy to get to these to do so. You can also do that in our configurator as well. We have the battery pack located right down here. All your battery is just right there, nowhere else. We have 2 speakers over here. This one's more of your sub speaker, and then you have 1 speaker here and another one down here in the front over here. This is a heat sink, and right underneath it you can have 3 M.2s. They're just right underneath it. And then down below on the very bottom of that is where our platter drive is, our 1 TB drive at the moment. And you could have that replaced and put in a solid state drive or other drives if you wanted to, or increase the capacity of the drives. You also have more space here too for more storage or more expansion in the machine as well. We have our wireless and Bluetooth card right here as well. Looking at the screen, the 94% NTSC panel delivers high dynamic color range with rich colors and a good range of black levels. It also has great viewing angles, which is always good to see. Unintentional bad pun. The keyboard is very nice with great feedback while typing with the keys. The keyboard is backlit with RGB LEDs that are controllable with MSI's built-in Dragon Center software. Also within the Dragon Center, you can monitor your system's performance, overclock components, pair your phone to your laptop, check out utilities, tools, and much more. The touchpad is decent size below the spacebar, offset from the middle of the laptop, and has a smooth matte finish. The left and right click buttons are separate from the touchpad, which is the way I like to see it, because it just results in the most consistent clicks. And they are outlined by a nice LED light that should make them easy to use and find in low light situations. And there is a minimal amount of flex in the key top surface, but nothing dramatic. Included in the box with the 73VR is a driver's CD, quick start guide, warranty information, and MSI contact card if you need support. We'll also help you out too here at Exotic. And there's also the included power brick and cable. The weight of the laptop alone is 8.5 pounds, and if you want to take the power adapter with you on the go, the total weight of both of them combined is 10.8 pounds. Battery life on the device, if you're running basic tasks with a brightness setting at around 50%, you can expect anywhere from about 2.5 to 3 hours of battery life. As for our sound level tests of gaming to see how loud the fans are, we first tested it out away from the laptop and read 40 decibels as our reading. Moving it up right in front of the laptop, we had readings of 45 decibels, And then coming around to the side where some of the fans vent their exhaust heat, we had readings of 57. Overall, the beefed up cooling inside keeps this laptop quiet and pretty cool. Taking out our heat gun and taking a look at exactly how it does cool the device, as you can see across the front face of the laptop, we have consistent temperatures all across it, as there's really no particular heat buildup. These temperatures are very normal. And then coming around to the side and back of the laptop, you can see where those fans disperse their heat, both out the side and out the back, where it's a little bit toastier, where they exhaust, but really not too crazy hot. Moving on to our benchmarks, we started things off with Firestrike, which scored 13,878, which is better than 84% of all devices that have ran this test. Next, we moved on to Cinebench with its OpenGL, which scored 135 FPS, which is a good score. And as for its CB for the processor, it scored 762. You can see how it stacks up on the left-hand side of the screen. Onto our real-world testing with actual games, we started things off with Grand Theft Auto 5 on very high with MSIA turned off, and with it at ×2 and ×4, we had FPS readings of 111, 105, and 97. The temperature of the GPU while testing was 65 degrees Celsius, and the CPU was at 68 degrees Celsius. Our second test was with Rise of the Tomb Raider on very high with FXAA, SMAA, and SSAA at ×2. We had FPS levels of 100, 97, and 71. The GPU's temperature was at 64, and the CPU's temperature was at 65. Dirt Rally was the third game we tested on Ultra with MSIA settings at ×2, 4, and 8. We had FPS readings of 115, 113, and 105. The GPU's temperature was at 65, and the CPU's temperature was at 66. And for our final games test, we did Hitman on medium, high, and on ultra with FXAA. We had readings of 110, 102, and 97 FPS. The GPU's temperature was at 65 degrees and the CPU's was at 70. If you're looking to put a custom touch on your machine, be sure to check out our extensive customization options before checkout, including upgrades available to RAM, storage, cooling, overclocking, custom paint, hydro and graphic wraps, laser etching, and much, much more. If you'd like to take a closer look at any of the specific BIOS menu screens, be sure to pause the video on the one you'd like to view closer. If not, be sure to check out the product link in the description or leave us any comments down below if you have any questions for us here at Exotic PC. I've been Andrew saying thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for future product overviews and reviews.